Hello, everyone. I want to talk to you today about something that happened at a school board meeting in Ontario on Monday, January 18th. This is the Waterloo District School Board, and a teacher was removed from the meeting after expressing her own concerns that some of the resources in the elementary school library were inappropriate for young children. Now, I've seen some of the resources, and they are definitely inappropriate. This English teacher has taught new Canadians English for over 20 years, and she was using a book called Rick, written for children between the ages of 8 and 12. 8 and 12, hear that. She read from the second chapter where the character questions his sexuality because he doesn't think about naked girls. So he's 8 years old and questioning his sexuality. And so he's invited to the school's Rainbow Club and ends up declaring an asexual identity. So while reading this book, the teacher kind of thought, well, Rick doesn't have sexual feelings yet because he's a child. Obviously, she is absolutely right. This is what she said. It concerns me that it leaves young boys wondering if there's something wrong with them if they aren't thinking about naked girls all the time. What message does that send to girls in grades 3 and 4? These are children. Let them grow up in their own time and stop pressuring them to be sexual so soon, she said. Awesome. This teacher has her head on straight. She's absolutely speaking truth. She went on to say that some of the books make it seem simple, even cool, to take puberty blockers and opposite sex hormones. That is the mantra of our culture, cool to be trans. At this point, the chair of the board interjected, though, and said, make sure you're not saying anything that would violate the Human Rights Code. Okay, how would that violate a human rights code? She's simply stating a concern. Then she spoke about another book called The Other Boy by M.G. Hennessy, and it discusses sexual transition of a teen named Shane, who was born female and now identifies as a boy. She called the book misleading, as it does not take into account how Shane may feel later in life about being infertile. And this book makes some very serious interventions seem very easy, like an easy cure for emotional and social distress. Yes, this teacher is well read. She is thinking through the actual issues. So she called the book misleading. Again, the chair of the board intervened and said the Ontario Human Rights Code includes gender identity as a grounds for discrimination. I'm concerned your comments violate that, so I'm ending your presentation. Okay, because she is bringing to light absolute truth and questioning the culture and educational narrative, this is not acceptable. Well, I know that. I tried 3 years ago to do that in our own school board and was shut down and have not been allowed to speak there since, even though I've applied twice more. Speaking factually is irrelevant to the discussion in our education system. Sharing truth is obviously unnecessary and a violation of the Human Rights Code, according to the school board. Well, I want to say to you, parents, grandparents, it's time to bring truth to our school boards and the entire education system and save our children from this corrupt ideology. We need to be active and participating and have our voice. We need to shout truth from the rooftops. This teacher was trying to do that. We need to get behind teachers like this and support them. We need to take back the school boards. So if you're considering anything, run for your next school board trustee appointment. And let's take some things back that are absolute truth, biological truth, scientific truth, and teach accurately in our schools. Thanks for listening today.